In this session, let us learn about HTML form elements. The HTML form elements. This chapter describes all the different HTML form elements. The HTML form elements can contain one or more of the following form elements: input, label, select, text area, button, field set, legend, detail list, output, option, opt grouped. The input element. One of the most used form element is the input element. The input element can be displayed in several ways depending on the type attributes. See the code and result. See the code. The submit button. Text ID frame. Fname. See, by writing and executing this code, the result returns this. The input element, first name, and with submit button. The label element. The label element defines a label for several form elements. The label element is used for screen reader users because the screen reader will read out loud the label when the user focuses on the input element. The label element also helps users who have difficulty clicking on very small regions such as radio buttons or checkboxes. Because when the user clicks the text with the label element, it toggles the radio button or checkbox. The for attributes for the label tag should be equal to the ID attributes of the input elements to bind them together. The select element. The select element defines a drop-down list. See here like this. For write and execute this code, it drop downs. See, if you click the Tata, the other elements will be Maruti, Fiat, Mahindra will be displayed. The option elements. The option element defines an option that can be selected. By default, the first item in the drop-down list is selected. To define a pre-selected options, add the selected attribute to the option. See, by writing and execute this code. See, Tata option, Maruti, option value Fiat selected. If you give selected means the Fiat will be selected. See, by writing and execute this code, the result returns is pre-select option. You can pre-select an option with the selected attribute. Visible values. Use the size attributes to specify the number of visible values. See here, we are using size option. Selected ID is equal cars name, cars size 3. See, by writing and execute this code, the result returns is. Use the size attribute to specify number of visible values. See, Tata, Maruti, Fiat. Three items were visible here. Allow multiple selections. Use a multiple attribute to allow the user to select more than one value. See, by writing and executing this code, the result returns this. See, hold down the control for window, command for Mac button to select multiple options. See, by writing and execute this code, the result returns this. You can select multiple options, Tata, Maruti, Fiat at a time. The text area element. The text area element defines a multi-line input field, a text area. See, by writing and execute this code, see, the rows attribute specifies a visible number of lines in a text area. See here, by writing and execute this code, the result returns this. This is a text area. The calls attribute specifies that visible width of a text area. This is how the HTML code above will be displayed in the browser. You can also define the size of the text area by using CSS. See, by writing and executing this code, see, by using CSS attribute, see here, the text area displayed like this. The button element defines a clickable button. Document 3 here, by writing and executing this code, if you click this, automatically the hello world was displayed. The button element. Always specify the type attributes for the button element. Different browsers may use different default types of the button element. The field set and the legend elements. The field set element is used to group related data in a form. The legend element defines a caption for the field set element. See here, by writing and executing this code, see a personal legend. See here, by writing and executing this code, the result returns this. The field set element is used to group related data in a form that, and the legend element defines a caption for the field set element. The field set element is used to group related data in a form, and the legend element defines a caption for the field set element. The data list element. The data list element specifies a list of predefined options for an input element. Users will see a drop-down list of the predefined options as the input data. The list attributes of the input element must refer to the ID attribute of the data list element. See, by writing and executing this code, see here, the result returns this, the data list element. The output element. The output element represents the result of a calculation like one performed by a script. See here, perform a calculation and show the result in a output element. See, by writing and execute this code, input type range ID A, name value 50, 100 plus, input type number ID B, name B value 50, output name X for a B or output, BR where input type submit. See, by writing and execute this code, the result returns this, the output element. The output element represents further result of a calculation. HTML form elements. Tag and description. Form defines an HTML form for user input. Input element defines an input control. Text area defines a multi-line input control text area. Label defines a label for an input element. Field set groups related elements in a form. Legend defines a caption for a field set element. Select defines a drop-down list. Opt group defines a group of related options in a drop-down list. Option defines an option in a drop-down list. Button defines a clickable button. Data list specifies a list of predefined options for input controls. Output defines the result of a calculation. Okay friends, this is the end of HTML part 56 form elements. In next video let us learn about another topic, input types.
If you like our program, please like, subscribe and press bell icon for our next part video updates. Thank you friends. Meet you in next video. All the best.